40,000 GitHub stars in 5 days, almost 5,000 forks, and the person behind it, Milla Jovovich. Yes, that Milla Jovovich. This is MemPalace, an AI memory system that stores everything your AI has ever said to you, makes it searchable, and runs entirely on your machine. Let's break down what it actually does, how the Palace architecture works, and whether the benchmark hype is real. Here's the problem. Every AI assistant you use has amnesia. You tell Claude about your project, your stack, your team. Next conversation? Gone. You're starting from scratch every single time. The usual fix? Summarize old conversations with an LLM and paste them back in. That costs around $500 a year. MemPalace does it for 70 cents, not $70. Cents. You know that feeling when you explain your entire codebase to an AI, get amazing help, close the tab, and then have to explain it all over again the next day? That's basically digital Alzheimer's. And it's the default behavior of every major AI tool. So AI memory is broken. The question is whether MemPalace actually fixes it or just markets that it does. Let's look at what's inside. What is MemPalace? MemPalace takes a different approach to AI memory. Instead of summarizing your conversations and losing context, it stores everything verbatim. Every exchange, every decision, every random tangent, all sitting in a local ChromaDB vector database on your machine. The workflow is 4 commands: install with pip, mine your project files or conversation exports, search anything you've stored, and recall context when you need it. That's the whole thing. Here's what setup looks like. You install it, point it at your project directory, and run mine. It auto-classifies everything into decisions, preferences, milestones, and problems. Then you search with natural language, like talking to a really well-organized filing cabinet. Now here's where it gets interesting. MemZero charges $19 to $250 a month. Zep starts at $25. MemPalace, free, MIT license. Runs on your laptop. No cloud, no subscription, no vendor lock-in. It's the Linux of AI memory. The GitHub numbers speak for themselves. 39,645 stars in 5 days. That puts it ahead of most open source projects that have been around for years. But stars don't mean the architecture is good. Let's look at that next. Free, local, and absurdly popular. But what makes the architecture interesting is the metaphor it borrows from ancient Greece. The memory palace. The ancient Greeks used a technique called the method of loci. You imagine a building, place memories in specific rooms, and walk through the building to recall them. MemPalace does the same thing with your AI conversations. Wings are your projects or people. Rooms are specific topics, like auth or billing. Halls are memory types that span every wing, and tunnels connect related rooms across different projects. Think of it like a physical office building. Each floor is a project. Each room on that floor is a topic, like database or authentication. The hallways connect everything, so when you're in the database room of Project A, there's a tunnel leading to the database room of Project B. That's cross-project memory. Congratulations, you've reinvented the filing cabinet. Except this one actually works. The memory loads in 4 layers. L0 is identity, about 50 tokens, always loaded. L1 is critical facts in a compressed format, another 120 tokens. That's your wake-up context, 170 tokens total. L2 pulls room-specific context on demand, and L3 does a deep semantic search across everything when you need it. And that palace structure isn't just cosmetic. Compared to flat ChromaDB search, the Wing Plus Room routing improves retrieval accuracy by 34%. That was tested on over 22,000 real conversations. Structure beats brute force. And this is where it clicks, because the real magic is in how little context it needs to load. Under the hood, 2 storage engines work together. ChromaDB handles the vector embeddings, the semantic search layer. SQLite stores the knowledge graph, facts with timestamps and validity windows, so the system knows when something was true and when it stopped being true. That's how it handles knowledge updates without deleting old data. The integration layer is where most developers will interact with it. MemPalace ships as an MCP server with 19 tools that Claude Code, ChatGPT, Cursor, and Gemini can auto-discover. There's also a native Claude Code marketplace plugin and a Python API for local models. 3 mining modes. Projects mode scans code and docs. Convos mode imports your ChatGPT exports and Slack history. And general mode auto-classifies everything into decisions, preferences, milestones, and problems. So you don't have to organize anything yourself. The system does it for you, which sounds suspiciously like what my manager says before assigning me more work. And this is the payoff. Remember that 19.5 million tokens of conversation history? MemPalace compresses it into 170 tokens at startup. That's your wake-up context. Everything your AI needs to know about you, loaded before you even type your first message. Full local, zero cloud, zero cost. But does it actually perform? The benchmarks say yes, mostly. The numbers. On the LongMemEval benchmark, which tests 5 core memory abilities across 500 questions, MemPalace scores 96.6% in raw mode. For context, the previous best free system, ever MemOS, scored 83%. Mem scored 77%. So MemPalace isn't just ahead, it's in a different league. But here's the thing. The team initially claimed 100% on LongMemEval. GitHub issue 29 revealed they'd identified which specific questions the system got wrong, engineered fixes for those exact questions, and retested on the same set. After community pushback, they revised to 96.6. To their credit, they corrected the README publicly, but the original claim burned some trust. There's also AAC, their experimental compression dialect. Raw mode hits 96.6% recall. Compressed mode drops to 84.2. That's a 12-point regression. The compression saves space at scale, but right now, raw mode is the one you want. So is it worth your time? Yeah. Look, I get it, the benchmark drama is messy, but 96.6 is still the highest free score on the board. It's local, it's MIT licensed, and it costs nothing. For solo developers who want their AI to actually remember things, this is the best option available right now. Quick recap. MemPalace stores your AI conversations locally in ChromaDB. The Palace architecture improves retrieval by 34%. It loads in 170 tokens. It's free, local, and MIT licensed. And it scores 96.6 on the toughest memory benchmark in existence. If you found this useful, subscribe for more breakdowns like this. I'll see you in the next one.